All right, y'all, for the gay rights movement, I have to tell you, if nothing else, I have to give you guys props. Because if you don't do nothing else right, you know how to bully folks into getting things done on your behalf. Let's talk about it on the I'm Free Project. All right, now, if you guys haven't heard the latest of what's going on within the gay rights movement, quote unquote rights, and that's foolishness. But anyway, with the gay tyranny / agenda of what's really going on, let me tell you what has just recently happened with regards to online dating services that the gay rights movement has taken over. Now, check this out. Now, you know the website, I think it's what, christianmingle.com. Yeah, christianmingle.com. I have to read some of this article because it's really crazy. It doesn't make any sense. And this is how powerful and this is how determined that they are to wipe out and to destroy anything that has anything to do with religion, Christian faith, and people who support traditional marriage. So recently in California, christianmingle.com, they lost a lawsuit that was started back in 2013 that was sent to the courts in 2013 by two gay men, and saying that it violated their rights and their ability to find same-sex matches on their website on christianmingle.com. Now, let me break this down in a little bit, but okay, first let me slow down. Let me read a little bit of this article here. Now, it's just recently settled. So it happened that under a judge-approved settlement of discrimination claims, under the terms of the settlement, the outcome of a lawsuit filed in California against dating site operator Spark Networks, and I'm going to tell you who Spark Networks are in cahoots with as well, and the other sites that they actually own as well. But this Spark Networks in 2013 by two gay men who claimed the company's refusal to provide same-sex matches constituted discrimination. Christian Mingle and other sites operating under the company's purview will simply ask whether users are men or women. The settlement also requires that the company introduce features to Christian Mingle to make it easier for gays and lesbian users to find others on the site. Now, so what that is saying is that Christian Mingle lost the case. So now they have to spend money to revamp their website to also introduce homosexuality onto their Christian-based website. Now, according to what I have read, they actually go through each and every their account and try to match them with people who would actually they would be compatible with. So now this Christian website, this service that services Christians or fellow believers, now they have to go through and try to match two men or two women who claim to be Christians. And although this goes against anything that the Bible stands for, everything that the Bible stands for as it relates to sex and sexuality and human relationships, now they have to support that. And now they have to try to put together two men or two women. And you see, do you see how ridiculous this is? Do you actually see how ridiculous this is? So now they have to go against their conscience. So forget that their conscience is being violated. Forget that their Christian conscience is now being violated. But according to the gay rights movement, now they have to support homosexuality. They actually have to match up two men and two women. This is ridiculous. And this is how sad that it has really gotten. And it's come to that anything that represents traditional family, traditional relationships is under attack in this country and around the globe. And we have an administration right now that is helping to push this agenda. We have an entertainment industry that is helping to push this agenda. And it's completely ridiculous that some of the smartest people can't see the foolishness behind what they're doing. And that's the part that gets me, because right now we're in transgender mania. You know, everybody's coming out as transgender and all this stuff. There's a video that I watched last night by this one group called Mass Resistance. And it's a YouTube channel. Actually, I think I'll add the link to the bottom. But you have to check out what happened during Boston Gay Pride, because Boston is very liberal. And if you watch any of Mass Resistance videos as to the progression of the gay movement in Boston, it will blow you away. I mean, it's just really overwhelming. But going back to the story, so So right now, Christian Mingle has lost the case. They've lost the case, so now they've got to revamp their website. They got to add this homosexuality junk to their website, and they have to promote homosexuality also alongside traditional relationships that actually make sense, relationships that actually could result in biological families being created. Not all this other kind of stuff. So anyway, but let me tell you who is also in cahoots with ChristianMingle.com. I hate calling the man's name out, but I mean, it is what it is. And this happened back in April. But it's your megachurch pastor, TD Jakes. TD Jakes apparently set up his church has set up they're in business now with ChristianMingle.com to be able to help their church and their church members to find love connections on ChristianMingle.com. And so the people will be able to set up profiles and all that stuff and be able to meet each other and possibly spark a love connection. Now, under that, it says Christian Mingle provides partner churches with a virtual community where parishioners can connect with other members of the church, as well as with the general Christian Mingle community of users. And the Potter's House, Pastor Bond Moon, I think, thinks the partnership might facilitate a few love connections. And now singles to build a strong sense of like-minded community with others, and may even spark some love matches. Now, it may spark some love matches. So, and you may have some people who are in your congregation, which I'm sure there are some, who are teetering on the fence with their sexuality, and then they go to ChristianMingle.com. And again, this helps support this confusion that I can be Christian and I can be an active, unrepentant homosexual. I don't know where that comes from. Well, I know where it comes from. It comes from a demonic influence in the lives of a person. But and twisting of scripture, total twisting of scripture. But anyway, so this, and it says this new initiative might also make it easier for singles across the mega churches for campuses to get better acquainted with each other. Now, check this out. This is where it says, with more than 15 million registered users, and this is from the Christian Post, Christian Mingle claims to manually review each profile and photo to ensure quality Christian singles for the best relationships, according to its website. I'm trying to figure out, how are they going to do that? With this new foolishness that's going on, how are they going to do that now and having to match up these relationships that are not blessed by God? You can be together all your life, but your relationship, if you're in a homosexual relationship, it's still not blessed by God. No matter how much y'all love each other, no matter how many times y'all have adopted children to create a family, because you can't do it biologically. So, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but sometimes it just blows me away. So Christian Mingle, my hearts go out to y'all, and I really pray for y'all, because now you got to support this foolishness. But let me tell you, Christian Mingles, which is a part of Spark Networks, and this is who else Spark Networks own, and it has special interest online dating sites. J-Date, which is for Jewish people, BlackSingles.com. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on BlackSingles.com for them to open it up to same-sex relationships. LDSmingle.com. Latter-day Saints, I don't even really understand where they stand. I think they are against it. I can look that up, but I never hear them talking anything about it. I can't remember the last time I've seen an LDS person on YouTube or anything like that going in on what's happening in the culture today. I don't think it's even a part of what they do, but anyway, and then CatholicMingle.com. So it's safe to say that these websites as well, since they are under the banner of Sparks Networks, will also have to include same-sex relationships on their websites. So the plaintiffs themselves, they receive $9,000 each, but Sparks Network has to pay over $450,000 for this lawsuit back to the legal fees for this case. So, I mean, it's totally ridiculous how this is going down and how this is happening, how it's nothing but a continued attack against Christian beliefs, Christian principles, the Bible, traditional marriage, traditional relationships, anything that reflects the relationships of men and women is being torn down. And you got to see what's happening. You got to see what's going on. It's almost lunacy But the Bible is clear that these are some of the things that are going to happen in the last days, and that a strong spirit of delusion is going to happen to people, in the church and outside of church, a strong spirit of delusion. And there you have wheat and tare in the church, and God's going to do the separating, but that doesn't mean we have to be quiet. So anyway, this is James from the I'm Free Project. I just wanted to update you on this foolishness that's going down with ChristianMingle.com. You know what? I honestly, and TD Jakes, I don't know how you're going to react to this, if you're going to stay with ChristianMingle.com, because for me, if I had to, and there's a business partnership like that, if I had to, and now this website is now promoting homosexuality, then for me, I would pull out. And I just tell my parishioners, you know what, you can find, a date another way. How about just waiting on God? How about that? I'm just saying, I have nothing against dating websites for Christians. If you do it, that's your business. I'm not going in, but I just don't, I'm not down with it. I never have been, I never was, and I never will be. But if that's what you do, I'm not knocking you. If that's how you think you'll find your love and your match, I'm not knocking you for doing that. All I know is that I waited, God presented, and I took the bait, and I'm happy for it. So, but anyway, all right, this is James from the I'm Free Project. TD Jakes, make a decision. Christian Mingle, I'll be praying for y'all. And the gay rights agenda, boy, y'all are like ants at a picnic. Y'all gonna take over. That's all that is. And y'all gonna keep going until everybody bow down to this foolishness. All right, this is James from the I'm Free Project. Jesus Christ is Lord. Peace.